and remind him that because he has taken this chance to recommend various accolades for distinguished members in this House, he should also remember that I deserve a bigger medal than CBS. I cannot be at the same level like my sister Agnes Kavindu. For the obvious reasons. Mr. Speaker, I therefore rise to second this very important motion on a day when, Mr. Speaker, I think the whole country is happy. Kenya is happy because if there is one area, Mr. Speaker, where all Kenyans are in agreement, is that our national anthem envisages shared glory. Mr. Speaker, I have seen 20 budgets in my life as a parliamentarian in this country. And in all these 20 budgets, there is skewed allocation of development funds. The country never moves together. It is only through devolution that we see an attempt for the country to move together. I'm happy that the National Assembly, for the first time, led by the leader of the minority, Apio and I, stood with this Senate when the figure of 415 went to that House. And also during our mediation, several members of the National Assembly also stood with this Senate. The country is now coming of age. People are starting to appreciate the role of devolution. Mr. Speaker, in 2013, when we were debating from the garage at KICC, Mr. Speaker, at that time, you are a young lawyer. You had just won your seat as the governor of Kilifi.
Senator Boni.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
What is the point of order before I address the senator?
Mr. Speaker, is it in order for Senator Boni Khalwale to want to bargain for whatever he's asking for and saying that we are not in the same level, is quoting me, is quoting you, and yet we are in the same level in the Senate working together?
Senator Boni, just stick to seconding this motion.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker,
just proceed to second the motion.
Mr. Speaker, there's something called stagecraft.
Just proceed to second the motion, Senator Boni.
Which is exactly what I'm doing.
Please take my advice, because you may need it in the next few minutes.
Thank you. You know, this is a very unique motion, Mr. Speaker. If the Speaker was to be offended and he was to throw me out, you would create a serious crisis in the country, because then this motion would collapse. So today, I'm going to, I'm going to enjoy my space. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was saying that in 2013, honorable members, shareable fund revenue was only 210 billion shillings. 5 years later, it came to 302 billion shillings. And 5 years subsequently, it came to 370. Last year, you'll remember, Mr. Speaker, it grew up to 385.4 billion. And Senator Osotsi and Senator Sifuna, Mr. Speaker, I want to report them to this House. They have never missed a chance in Luyaland to go at my throat and say that I did not want more money to be brought. Mr. Speaker, I would have wanted more money to be brought last year, but last year was unique. We are all men and women of this country. We were coming out of the post-corona recession. Mr. Speaker, we had the problem of war and conflict in Ukraine, and Mr. Speaker, the so-called handshake government had mismanaged the national treasury. But now that, Mr. Speaker, things have come back to normal. The things have now come to normal, Mr. Speaker. You can see not only the two sides of this House, but even the two houses of Parliament are united in the need for us to take more money to counties. Mr. Speaker, I therefore want to use this opportunity to congratulate you, Speaker Wetangula, and the members of your houses for this great industry. Which brings me to my third point. My third point is that the Bible teaches us that to those whom more is given, more is expected. We have given the governors more money. And in the same bill of division, we have given the president more money. We would like the governors, 47 of them, to humble themselves. This is not their money, and open themselves up and submit themselves to oversight. Similarly, I want to appeal to the National Assembly, because we also left a fortune for the national government, to also step up their game. They should not be seen even for one day to be an appendage of the executive. The National Assembly must oversight the national executive. And for this to be possible, Mr. Speaker, there's been a bit of talk, tussle, and confusion over the oversight fund. This is the time for us to make sure that we not only operationalize the oversight fund, but we also address the concerns by the nominated members of Parliament. What is due to them, it be unlocked, Mr. Speaker, or President. It be unlocked, Mr. Speaker, so that our nominated members of this House can also play their constitutional role of oversight. I would like nominated members of this House to also be innovative. You should go and think on the structure of oversight that you want to conduct. When you ask the senator of Nandi, you ask the senator of Meru, what he wants to do in his oversight is very easy. Order, you learn how to debate. Mr. Speaker.
Senator Boni, if you need any protection, seek it from the chair.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I beg you to protect me from the young senator from Nyandarua.
Senator from Nyandarua, you don't shout at a member who is contributing. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was saying this need for nominated senators. This confusion over the oversight fund should end. As we support the fact that this money should be given to nominated senators, I would like you to be innovative. The elected senators know.
Senator Gloria, if you need to catch the speaker's eye, you don't shout. I do not have your name indicated here for intervention. Continue pressing until I see you on my dashboard. Proceed.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm emphasizing the fact that the elected senators know where they are going to focus during oversight. It's important that nominated senators, you also tell us exactly how you want to tailor your oversight. Probably you want to tailor your oversight on issues of the disabled, on issues of the women.
Senator Boni, there is a point of information from Senator Gloria. Would you wish to be informed by the Honorable Senator?
Mr. Speaker, because she's very knowledgeable, I want to plead with you, she be given a chance to speak after me so that she informs me during her time.
What is the point of order, Senator Eddie Okech?
Mr. Speaker, I'm raising a point of order to restricting debates. Mr. Speaker, unless I did not hear the motion that was moved here, Mr. Speaker, the wonderful senator of Meru, a serious member of the Jurinjeke community, got up here and gave us a very wonderful report on the mediation that was done yesterday and through that we have worked hard for, which the senator for Kakamega was a member. He has been asked to second that motion. Mr. Speaker, where is the issue of oversight fund coming from in this motion, Mr. Speaker? We have got a lot of things to discuss to be able to enhance that functional element of vertical sharing of revenue, Mr. Speaker, that I thought that the government whip in the Senate would understand how important this airtime is to dispense on that issue. Can you help, Mr. Speaker, that you restrict him to be able to focus on the motion at hand and not put things that are not in this particular motion, Mr. Speaker? They are not relevant at all. It's not relevant to us. We can discuss it. It's important for some other time, but this motion is equally important. You should not buy time from it so that you discuss the other things that you've got with the women senators in the House. You can discuss those later. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Eddie, I waited to hear under what standing order you're raising a point of order. And having failed to cite the particular standing order, your point of order stands as a nullity. However, the senator for Boni, the senator for Kakamega, the rule of relevance is a rule that you're very much aware. And therefore, as you second this motion, abide by that rule. Proceed and conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if the people of Migori will hear and record that the senator of Migori doesn't know the role of oversight on the money that we are taking to Migori, he'll be lucky if after 5 years they'll still be having confidence in him. Mr. Speaker, as we go to oversight, these billions of shillings that we are taking to counties, let us be serious. Because today, in a number of counties, governors have created an unlawful, unconstitutional office for their wives, which they call the office of the First Lady. I challenge members of this House and encourage you to go and read the advisory opinion by the respected former Attorney General, Professor Kidu Migai, when he was asked to give his opinion on the relevance of the office of the First Lady of the President. If you read it, then you will understand why this Senate should never allow a budget for these offices of the First Lady, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as we speak today, there's so much wastage going on across our 47 counties, and I want to end by referring our 47 governors to a young boy, a boy who doesn't have university education, a boy who joined the army in Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, I don't support the unconstitutional means he used to change government, but he has taken the presidency of Burkina Faso, and instead of changing his cars, he has used that budget to buy tractors so that he can open up the agricultural sector of Burkina Faso. This aggrandizement that we are seeing governors involved in, if you see the kind of vehicles that fly around our counties, if only they could be patriotic, like His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traore, our counties would truly open up their agricultural potential. I support. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Sorry, Mr. Speaker, I second.
Honorable Senators, I now proceed to propose the question, which is that the Senate adopt the report of the Mediation Committee on the Division Revenue Bill, National Assembly Bills number 14 of 2024, laid on the table of the Senate on Wednesday, the 29th of May, 2024, and that pursuant to Article 113.2 of the Constitution and Standing Order 167.3 of the Senate, approve the mediated version of the bill. Yes, ML.
Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 111.1 to seek that we limit debate on this motion to 3 minutes and a maximum of 10 senators, 5 from each side.
Now, Honorable Senators, there are 2 options we can use to arrive to a consensus. We may debate this motion because that's a motion that has to go through the normal procedure of a motion before plenary, or we can strike a consensus and avoid the kind of time wasted on debating this motion. Should we therefore adopt the 3 minutes as proposed by the majority leader?
Yes. 3 is enough.
3 is okay.
You're debating a mediated report.
I mean, you are a member of the committee.